Hello, everybody. We've got a show that promises to be at least mildly interesting for your listening and watching enjoyment. I'm your host, Jared Correia. I'm the CEO of Red Cave Law Firm Consulting. For my monologue, I have a list of quirky Christmas characters to make sure your stocking is chock full for the holidays. In the interview, I've got father-daughter combo Keith and Kara Shannon. He's a paralegal instructor. She's an actor. They're related. In the counter program, I let Keith and Kara take over, so I have no earthly idea what the fuck is going to happen. I guess we'll all find out together. Now, let's do Weird Christmas. I want to talk to you about weird Christmas movie characters or shows, so I pulled together a list. In no particular order, I've got 8. But first, I wanted to mention the movie The Family Stone from 2005, which I've never actually seen. I was talking to my friend Josh Anofsky the other day, and he suggested that an underrated Christmas movie character would be Thad Stone from the movie The Family Stone, played by Tyrone Giordano, who I'd never heard of before. He's a deaf gay man in this movie, and he is actually a deaf actor, which is pretty interesting. You don't see that too often. Kind of like Theo from Only Murders in the Buildings, who's also deaf. But I looked up this movie, and I don't know if it's good, but it's got a crazy cast. It's got Rachel McAdams, Regina George herself from Mean Girls, which came out in the same year as The Notebook, which I didn't realize until I was looking this up. And she also played Irene Adler, a secondary antagonist in the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie sequel, A Game of Shadows, which is a great fucking movie if you haven't seen it. She's got Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie Bradshaw, and Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, the recently deceased Diane Keaton of Woody Allen, Godfather, and hat-wearing fame. Then you got Craig T. Nelson, Coach, Mr. Incredible, the dad on Parenthood, Luke Wilson, Richie Tenenbaum himself, Mitch from Old School. And then for the back row, Paul Schneider, who played Mark Brandanowitz from Parks and Recreation. Remember that? He was on the show for 2 years, and then they booted him, and then the show got good. And he also played a guy named Dick Little in the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Dick Little, yikes. Dermot Mulroney, Claire Danes, Elizabeth Reeser. Maybe I'll watch this. Number 8 on my official list of weird Christmas characters, Mr. Hankey, the Christmas Poo from South Park, appearing many years ago in Season 1, Episode 9. Mr. Hankey, voiced by Trey Parker, with his catchphrase, howdy ho, as he crawls into the toilet bowl. He's a recurring character. Wikipedia describes him as a sentient piece of feces. I guess that covers it. They forgot the part that he wears a Santa Claus hat. He's the conductor for a perverse version of the Polar Express train made entirely of shit called the Poo Choo Express. He has family of other poos. His wife is an alcoholic who occasionally reveals that Mr. Hankey suffers from erectile dysfunction. Don't ask. Sometimes he's nutty. Sometimes he's corny. He can be brown or greenish brown. But if you eat fiber on Christmas Eve, he might come to your town. Number 7, Matt Trent, played by John Hamm, Don Draper himself, from the White Christmas episode of Black Mirror, one of my favorite shows, Season 2, Episode 4. This is a 2014 Christmas special of Black Mirror. And if you want a real downer, you should watch this episode. It's 3 stories in one. So the first story is Don Draper playing this Cyrano de Bergerac type of character, where he's using this like Google Glass device to lead this wayward gentleman in his quest to find a real lady. So he gets the girl, but unfortunately she kills him and herself in a murder-suicide plot. So that does not go down well. In the meantime, Matt is also working in training human clones who become digital assistants to the humans that they were cloned from. Yes, Black Mirror is kind of a fucked up show, if you haven't figured that part out yet. So the third story, which ties everything together, is he's punished by the authorities for his little kind of hitch game that he's running, where he's trying to help these other guys find ladies, and one of them is killed, as mentioned. And so he's with another guy, and he is trying to get this guy to confess to a murder. They're using his skills to do that. So he gets him to do that. And in the end, he is awarded with no prison time, but he is blocked by everyone he knows in his life through a technology that turns people that don't want to see you into black, grayish blobs before your eyes. Gray forms, as it were. So we've got some allegory of the cave shit going on. You know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't even attempted this because it sounds so weird. But just trust me, if you watch Black Mirror, I won't sound like as much of a lunatic. All right, let's get to something I can actually explain. Number 6, Gremlins, 1984. The Gremlins. You know Gizmo, not Rudolph, the good gremlin, and Stripe, the leader of the bad gremlins. But what about the other gremlins from the movie? Does anyone remember the Flasher Gremlin? Yes, he's a gremlin with a trench coat that he opens to reveal an entire lack of anatomy. Yes, he's penisless as a Ken doll. Then who could forget the 3 caroling gremlins that come to the old lady's house? They're fucking terrible singers, by the way. But they're just a distraction so the gremlin in the house can rig the lady's chairlift to shoot through the upstairs window to her death. And then the gremlin that got microwaved by the main character's mom. I remember that vividly. It was really a traumatic incident from my childhood. Gremlins is a deeply fucked up movie, by the way. Don't get me started on what happens to Phoebe Cates' dad, but it is decidedly a Christmas movie. Of course, that was just the start, because the sequel to Gremlins, Gremlins 2, they had all these new crazy-ass gremlins. And if you haven't seen it, there's an amazing Key and Peele sketch about the pitch for Gremlins 2, where they just run through all the wild characters they come up with. That is definitely worth the watch. It's only like a couple minutes long. Number 5, my next weird character in a weird or undersung Christmas movie, is Jesper Johansson. Do people remember Klaus from 2019? This character in the movie was played by Jason Schwartzman. Now, I'm not a really big Jason Schwartzman guy, usually. I find him to be annoying, frankly. But this is one of the finest animated movies of the 21st century, and it should have won the best animated feature over Toy Story 4, which is the worst of the Toy Story movies. So, you got J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. That's really good. Or he's called Klaus in this movie. You got Rashida Jones as Schwartzman's girlfriend. This works out better than when she was Jim Halper's girlfriend, by the way. And this is like an alternative Christmas origin story. So Jesper's the postman. He needs to deliver letters to prove himself to his father. He can run a good post office. So this is basically like the male version of Billy Madison. Male, M-A-I-L. So he gets the locals letter writing because he finds a toy maker that the kids can ask him to build toys for them. You can kind of guess where things go from there. The post office thrives, but Jesper refuses the eventual promotion so he can live amongst the previously feuding town folks. The twist that's really rueful here is that Klaus was making toys for children that he and his wife were not able to conceive. This is kind of like the beginning of Up. In the movie, he's a widow, but his wife comes back at the end to call his spirit away, and then his spirit returns every year to deliver toys, as you guessed it, Santa Claus. Really good movie. You should check it out this holiday season. Another reason to love this movie is because this was Norm Macdonald's last film that was released in his lifetime. He's the ferryman in the movie. And he's delivering Norm Macdonald style lines like, young love takes me back, you know. The intense looks, the palpitations of the heart, the whimpering and the soiling of the pants. Number 4, The Heat Miser and the Snow Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus. This is one of 2 Rankin Bass publications that I'll have on the list here. And this is one of the trippier Rankin Bass productions. Santa Claus is played by Mickey Rooney. who's Santa Claus is played like a real bitch here. He doesn't want to do anything for Christmas because he feels like people don't love him. This is like if Donald Trump was Santa Claus. That leads to something of a shaggy plot involving the recovery of a missing reindeer and a crooked small town mayor. Essentially, Mrs. Claus needs to make it snow in a southern town. Don't ask. It's better if you don't ask. So the story eventually involves the heat miser. He controls the northern or the southern hemisphere where it's warm, and the snow miser, he controls the northern hemisphere where it's cold. They are feuding brothers and the sons of Mother Nature. And in retrospect, that was not an accurate description of how temperatures work on the globe. So I think the snow miser has the top and the bottom, and the heat miser has the middle. So these characters actually have become queer icons over time. They've been described as bitchy gay uncles, which is pretty accurate if you've seen the movie. And Elliott Smith, the 90s singer, founded a band called Heat Miser, which features an openly gay frontman. Yes, it's a queer-coded and very campy Christmas movie. I bet you didn't even know that existed. Plus, the Snow Miser and the Heat Miser songs, they're actually insanely catchy. Santa ends up coming back in the end to deliver toys, but no one gives a shit because he's an asshole. And that's the end of the movie. You should check it out, though, because of the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser. Two really unique Christmas movie characters. Next, number 3, Home Alone 3 from 1997. Just to be clear, I hate Home Alone 3, but my daughter loves it, so I have to watch it all the time. And I think this is a generational thing because a lot of people younger than me think Home Alone 3 is the best Home Alone. It's at least the third best Home Alone. But that's just me, an 80s kid, talking smack about them, the 90s kids. One thing they changed in this version was to add more groups of criminals. So you don't have 2 criminals like in Home Alone 1 and 2. You've got 4 criminals. You've got the ringleader. You've got 1 girl. You've got 2 dipshit henchmen. And I have to admit, as I watch this more and more, a lot of the gags have been growing on me. I'm a simple man. So when somebody gets hit in the balls with a crowbar and bleats out, "You smacked my winky," yeah, I'm in. That is absolute cinema to me. Number 2, we've got Paul Hunnam, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, played by Paul Giamatti in the new Christmas classic, The Holdovers, from 2023. This is a more recent Christmas movie that friend of the pod, Jess Birkin, recommended to me, and it's a really funny comedy about a professor who has to babysit one of his students who's been left behind by his parents over Christmas break. He's held over, get it, at a prestigious New England private school. As if there were any other kind of New England private school. A lot of people love this movie, and it's kind of, as I said, this new Christmas classic. So you got Divine Joy Randolph, who won the Best Supporting Actress Award, as the emotional core of the movie. Her son died in Vietnam. And the comedic parts of the film center mostly around the student-professor relationship. So Dominic Sessa plays the student, and he's really great. He actually went to a New England prep school, like the kid in the film. And he's actually playing Anthony Bourdain in the upcoming biopic. But Paul Giamatti playing the professor is pretty much perfect in this role as this curmudgeonly old man. He's the anchor of many humorous scenes, but none funnier than one of the last scenes in the film. After the headmaster of the school fires him, he lets him know he's been waiting so long to tell him that he views him as penis cancer in human form, which is such a fucking great line. Sorry, I ruined it, but it's just too good not to ruin. Now we come to my last character, weird character from Weird Christmas Movie. It's somebody who you're not going to know. Eliza from 1979's Jack Frost. This is another Rankin Bass production. So here's what happens in the movie. Jack Frost wants to become human because he falls in love with this girl, Eliza, I don't know. So he risks it all, he gives up all his powers, and Father Winter is like, okay, you can become human so you can go get the girl. So he goes down to Earth, he meets Eliza, and then it turns out Eliza is in love with somebody else already. So Jack Frost is just like, oh, well, fuck it. So instead, he decides to become Jack Frost again to defeat the bad guy, who is randomly some Cossack version of Santa Claus. And so he's like, actually, forget it. I guess I'm asexual from here on out. really weird. The Jack Frost movies are always bad. Sorry. But props to Eliza, who saved the town by friend-zoning Jack Frost into eternity. Jack Frost may be immortal again, but he ain't never getting his dick wet. Next up, it's the Shannons, Keith and Kara. We're talking paralegalism, acting, AI, and musicals. Oh my God, musicals? I just vomited in my mouth. It's cool. I swallowed it back down. Well, I've effectively run out of things to say, which is awkward because this is a podcast. So I'm just going to sing show tunes for the next 60 minutes. No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't even know a single show tune, at least not right now, let alone enough to fill an hour. So we'll just do the guest interview instead, okay, everybody? I mean, why not? I've already booked the time in my calendar. Our guests today are Keith Shannon, a paralegal technology instructor at Central Piedmont Community College in North Carolina, and Kara Shannon, who is an actor in New York City. As you might have guessed, these two share the same name, and that's not just a coincidence. They are related. It's a family affair today on Legal Late Night. Keith, Kara, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Jared.
Thank you for having us, Jared.
Now, I feel like an asshole because I blew Keith off last week. I went to Charlotte and never called him. I feel bad.
That's right.
You can castigate me live if you want.
He's a busy man, too. You know, he's working and doing this with me, so.
I probably would have called and he would have been like, sorry, I can't hang with you. I got a million things going on.
Yeah.
I'm busy. It's tough.
I got to go talk to my daughter. That's what he does all the time.
Yeah. But that is how we are related, in case people were wondering. She is my daughter. I'm her dad. And we do a theater podcast together.
Oh, good. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yes.
Hey, you're not taking over the podcast quite yet. All right. Here, I ask the questions here.
Okay.
What's your podcast about? Tell me about it. Fourth row center, what does that mean? Is that like the best seat in the house for a show?
Well, it's actually, isn't it third row center, Dad, is the best seat? Or something like that. Fifth row, something. Whatever
third row
it was.
center is the best seat, but someone else was sitting in it.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
we took the next best thing, and it was fourth row center was the name of the podcast. And I came up with it. Thank you.
Yeah, we were struggling, and she said, "Yeah, about third row center." And I researched it, and there was someone is in.
You're like, that's a great name.
So,
someone has it, in fact.
Yeah, so we moved back a row. It doesn't, it's still a great seat.
Still a good seat.
It's still the best seat in the house. Yeah.
Kara, why did you decide to do a podcast with your dad? My daughter is 10, and if I was like, would you like to do a podcast with me? She would be like, go to hell. You're an old loser.
No, well, I think I would have said that when I was 10 too. It's growing up, it's maturing that really does it. No, well, I wouldn't be in theater without Dad. He's the one who started off the whole love for theater. He grew up with it with his mom working in his community theater, and then passed it down to me and my sister. And as we got older, we've been talking about theater all our lives. And one day, Dad just goes, this would be interesting if people actually heard what we were talking about, because we just throw out names, we throw out songs, we throw out musicals all the time and just talk nonsense for hours. So, he said, let's start a podcast. I said, okay. And now the real trouble is, since we're in opposite parts of the country, finding time to record a podcast. But, we have a couple of episodes out there. It's fun. We like it, right, Dad? You like it, right?
Do you?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We've interviewed some Broadway folks, and I've got a few contacts in the Broadway world, and my older daughter Kathleen also works in New York, and
who refused to appear on the podcast today. I just
she
want to say
will
that.
not. Yeah,
never.
Shameful.
Yeah, but
we're just complete opposites. She got the brains of the operation, and Dad and I are the faces and the stupidity of the operation.
So you see, she does think the same way as your daughter thinks about you.
Oh, yay! It sticks around.
Well, my wife is a physician. And so, as the girls were growing up, she's like, science. math, and I'm a lawyer. And she's like, okay, let's send them on their way. And they both go, entertainment.
Nice. All right. So how did you get into the Broadway stuff, Keith? Because I don't know if I know that. You were in a vaudeville family. Go ahead.
Yes. We juggled and tap danced. And no, it's kind of a neat story. So like Kara said, my mom was in community theater. We grew up in the mountains of eastern Kentucky. So far in the mountains that if they do news stories where they go back and interview people where I'm from, they have to font the language so that some people can understand it. I mean, it's that
nice.
It's that thick. But there is this little amphitheater with a state park where I grew up near Prestonsburg, Kentucky, and during the summers, my mom and then my siblings were all involved in the theater. So I started working there really just to have someone to pay attention to me as a kid, and the guy that managed it was really good. He later became Tennessee Williams' literary agent. Which is
I thought that was going to be,
impressive.
he later became Tennessee Williams, full stop.
No.
But go on. I was like, damn,
but
all right.
But he was good at spotting talent, and Kara has heard this story a million times. Like for example, in the first summer I was there, I was working on the tech crew, and we were doing a play called Carnival, and the guy that had one of the character leads in it was Jim Varney, who
Ernest.
I don't know if you ever saw. Yeah, Ernest. Yeah, and
Very
and
good.
also
Let's go.
Ernest Goes to Camp. I'm a fan.
Are you really?
No.
Well, and he also did the voice of the Slinky Dog in the two of the Toy Story movies. Yeah,
That's right.
So,
Before he died, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he is deceased, but he taught me how to juggle. And I have taught the girls how to juggle. So Jim Varney is alive and well in the Shannon household through our ability to juggle. Then the next summer, Ron, at the time, his name was Ron Paolillo, but he later changed it to Ron Palillo. He was Horseshack in Welcome Back, Kotter. I don't know. Do you have that? Do you remember
I know
him?
Horseshack. Yeah, I loved Welcome Back,
well,
Kotter. That was a great show.
He was
Hogs?
there. Yes. Yeah. Good.
I'm right here with you. We're vibing right now.
Yeah. And then there was a Disney star who was there. His grandparents, I think, had lived in Eastern Kentucky, and it was Tommy Kirk, who was in Swiss Family Robinson. Old Yeller. Did you ever watch Old Yeller?
Yeah, kind of sad. I'm still depressed by Old Yeller.
Yeah, there you go. And then later on, he did one called Mars Needs Women. This was as his career was
later
waning.
in his career. Yeah.
And it is priceless. You occasionally see that one on Mystery Science Theater 3000. But so I worked at this theater for years and actually even acted a little bit. I was in a show where my character got killed at the end of the first act, and you could hear the entire audience sigh with relief when I finally got killed, because my talent as an actor is marginal. But so over the years, lots of people have come through that theater, even when I wasn't working, who have won Tonys and who have gone on to television and Broadway. And we keep in touch. We actually have reunions of the theater group. Yeah.
Kara, let me ask you, what is it like to be an actual working actor?
Oh, well, I'm not. It's the thing.
How would you imagine it would be like?
That.
Okay, yeah. So talk to me about what you do, because I know what your dad does. I want to know more about what you do. But we'll come back to you, Keith.
He's got loads of stories. I'm sure he'll do most of the talking. But my life is very boring. So
not a great lead-in for a podcast interview, but please go on.
I'm so sorry. It's just real life is what it is. I live here, and I do send in audition tapes. I do all of that. I went to my first actual real life audition the other week, which was fun and exciting.
Oh, how'd it go?
Horrible. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. But anyway, but otherwise, I'm a server, as all actors do. You have to work in the service industry.
Right?
Yeah,
You've got
you
your
have to do it.
scripts, and you're like, maybe I'll see somebody who's important and can.
Exactly. You always
Yeah.
have a headshot on you. Maybe,
Right.
Someone
Right.
famous will walk into the restaurant. You can whip it out. But,
Maybe
that's
someone
basically
famous
it.
is listening to this show right now.
That's so
Maybe
true.
maybe
Hire me, please.
Manuel Miranda is like doing his weekly listen to Legal Late
It's
Night.
true.
And it's like, that's a fit for me.
Yeah.
She needs
I hope
a
so.
role.
Hi, Lynn. We love you. Please listen.
She doesn't live far away from him, actually. I
No,
think she
he's
lives
right.
in
I
West
could
Times.
throw a rock and it would hit his window.
Just make
I
sure
should
you
do that
wrap your
I should
script
do that
around it.
sometime. There you
Yes.
go.
All right. So
Exactly.
when you were younger, was your dad ever like, you should be a lawyer? It's great.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Never.
Okay.
Well, also, I don't have. I'm just not that person. My sister, on the other hand, my sister would be an amazing lawyer. He was the one who would look at her and be like, "You would be great," and then he'd look at me and he'd be like, "You should go outside and run around a few laps." You need to
It's
tone
like,
it down.
Whatever you do, don't be a
Don't
lawyer.
go into any field other than acting, please. We can't, destroy any lives here.
Did you have any interest in it at all, or were you always like, from the point in which you were younger, like the beeline is to acting? That's what I want to do.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I never wanted to be a lawyer, but I did. I have a master's in marketing as well. That's also like a fallback of mine. And so, during that, you have to take business law and those classes. And so that was where it became interesting because I had something other than theater to talk to him about. And so that's where my interest lies, was like in different classes like that I take. And then, when some documentary comes out where someone got arrested for something, and I'm calling him up being like, "Hey, tell me more about this. What am I missing?" Stuff like that. It's just for pop culture references, really, but otherwise, no.
So, Keith, you're the pop culture reference in case any information is needed when someone's listening to Serial or something. But you also are a paralegal instructor. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What is that like?
That is, like most. Well, you're a recovering attorney as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I had practiced and then I ended up being an at-home dad to Kara and her older sister Kathleen. And I was actually going out between the two kids when Kathleen got a little older and Kara was not here yet. I started doing seminars with SkillPath seminars. I was going all over the country doing time management.
Oh,
and
like
employment
live
law
stuff.
seminars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I would do 6-hour seminars alone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I
That's
learned how to
crazy.
and then
Somebody asked me to do something for over an hour. I'm like, nah, I'm out.
I got really good at keeping people's attention, and I would do magic tricks and jokes and stuff. It was whatever I could juggle, anything I could do. So then Kara came along and ruined that because I needed to be home because I was going out every other week all over the country.
Oh my gosh.
And so
that's a lot, man.
It was tough. I would
have needed just like piles of cocaine to accomplish that.
Well,
Dad, is that what you needed too?
Yeah.
Something to share with the class?
Oh boy, Christmas dinner is going to be interesting this year.
Yeah.
All right, please go on. I won't interrupt again, I promise. But I will.
But I was an at-home dad to Kara, and then as she got older, I thought, well, I'm pretty good at teaching, so I applied at Central Piedmont in their paralegal department. That's 23 years ago. That's a long time.
I was going to say,
ago.
yeah, that's the only place you've been, right, as an instructor?
Yeah, and it's funny. You think you can do it, and then the first 2 years, you realize, well, this, like everything else, it's harder than it looks. But I love teaching, and I love paralegals because we get, as you know, Jared, and anyone who's a lawyer,
the backbone
knows,
of the legal industry.
That's right. And they don't teach, in law school, they teach us to sit around and think deep thoughts. They don't It's like draft a will. What? No. We're not going to teach you how to do
what?
that. Yeah. The business stuff. So we teach, and we are. I'll blow our own horn. We're an ABA certified program, which means they come in every few years and look at everything, and so we. It's very practical. The students pick up real skills, how to draft, I teach civil litigation and legal research and writing because I've got a background in journalism, and teach ethics and law office technology, as you know.
That's a pretty big course load, frankly.
Yes, it is. And that's the thing about community colleges. We look at university professors who are teaching one seminar, and I mean, they have to publish. Yeah. But we're actually, we're teaching a lot of stuff, but I love it. And it's fun to, like with the technology, man, you can't rest on your laurels. It changes every week. So you got to keep up.
Especially now. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. AI, like how are paralegals feeling about this? Both like the students you work with and like the graduates that you keep in touch with. Are people afraid that they're going to lose their jobs? Are people like, oh, this is amazing, I can work faster? Like, what's going on in the industry?
Well, as near as I can tell, and I think we've talked about this before, it looks to me and to them like someone's got to run the AI. Someone's got to put the stuff in there. Someone has to learn the prompts. And as an older gentleman, I think I can safely say it ain't going to be us. It's not going to be the partners. And maybe it'll be the associates, but the associates are getting paid a whole lot of money to put in prompts. So if you can train your paralegal to do that, then the paralegal probably has job security. It's going to be a different job, but I think, and I just read some poll that talked about how many partners are using AI per week, and it was more than I thought. They weren't using it on a daily basis.
Yeah, not as aggressively as they could be, obviously. So in your experience, like it sounds like both your students and the paralegals that have graduated are actively using AI right now.
Well, depends on who the graduates are working for.
Right.
Some of them aren't, just because their firms, I guess their firms are afraid of it. They don't really know exactly what to do. And they're cautious about the confidentiality aspects of it. What's going to happen if you do a prompt and accidentally put some information out there that shouldn't be out there. So now the e-discovery, I've been going to some seminars and they've got kind of walled off AI but which they've always kind of had anyway with predictive coding and that sort of stuff.
Right.
But
that's interesting. I think lawyers are reticent to have policies, and I'm probably gonna talk about this in a future episode. But like, if you don't have a policy, that means everybody's using it already.
Right.
So get your policies out there. But that's good. That's good to know that paralegals are kind of embracing it and being like, this is the new job role. I think that's good. I wish lawyers would take notes from that, frankly.
Yeah. I think lawyers are just, and being one of the old guys, lawyers are just hesitant to, to start using anything new, I think.
Oh, yeah, this has been the case with everything, like the cloud before it, and probably email and websites. So
the even email. There are still attorneys out there who print out all of their emails.
It's crazy.
And but
Kara, let me ask you. So AI is obviously an interesting topic in acting as well. How are people feeling about this in the movie, TV show, theater industry? Like, is this a hot topic of conversation? What are people saying?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Well, that AI actor just was released a few months ago, where I don't know if you guys heard about her, but she has a name. She is this random AI person that can go in any movie and can say any line, feel any emotion, and it's in there. And the TV film industry went crazy. It was a whole thing. But I think the good thing about the acting community and the theater community as a whole is that they're very much anti-AI in everything, whether it's writing scripts, writing music, anything like that.
It. I feel like I'm in the wrong industry.
Well, come on over. Listen, we need more
That's
people.
right.
But no, I think, you can see by the response from that AI actor that people are just outraged by it. So no one even wants to touch it. Like I could use it, but I don't because I'm highly against all things AI. Even ChatGPT, I'm sorry. I refuse to use it. It's so pointless to me. I mean, I think this next generation coming up, and no offense to your kids or anything, but
you can make fun of my kids. In fact, I encourage you.
No. I mean, I just feel bad for them because they're not gonna, if they do have access to this AI, it's like, how do you think? How do you use your mind? How do you be
I think
creative?
That's a problem.
And so that's how the actors feel. We hate it.
So, are people in the industry using it? And then does that leave you with a difficult choice to be like, I'm not going to take on this project because there's AI usage in it?
Well, the thing is, I don't if they were using it, and I have no idea, I'm sure people probably are, but if they were, they wouldn't tell anyone because they'd be scared.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. I don't think anyone would admit that they use AI for anything.
All right, this is good. I think this is the right choice. Kudos to the theater and acting community. Well done.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Kara, I'll come back to you in a second because I got
worries.
one more big question for you.
Take it over, Keithy.
Keithy?
I get no respect.
Yeah, you can call him that.
Holy cow!
So we do have lawyers listening as well, probably the primary audience. So I want to know, like, if I'm a lawyer, how do I work with a paralegal in the most effective way possible without being a total dick?
Well,
because that happens.
First of all, yeah. I mean, first of all, don't be that way to anybody.
That's a good point. That's a good starting point.
I mean, occasionally a student will do they'll go to work for an attorney. They'll graduate and they'll call and they'll say, "Oh, this person is horrible. They're just a horrible human being." But the thing to think about with a paralegal is that, and I just had a guest lecturer who's an attorney, like a civil practice defense attorney. She handles 18-wheeler defense cases. And she was talking about how she uses her paralegal. And, she looks at it, and this is one way of looking at it, at billables. Look at the reason that an attorney's billable rate is higher than a paralegal, and concentrate on those things. So there you can a paralegal. I mean, we teach them how to draft documents, and you're not going to have the final version of it, but if a paralegal, and this is one way to effectively use a paralegal, at least in a plaintiff's practice or in a insurance defense practice, be sure that they're involved from the beginning. And she said that she likes to bring on the paralegal and have them interact with the client as early as possible.
That's
for two reasons. First of all, the paralegal is going to know the facts, is going to have a feel for how truthful and how effective that client could be as a witness or a potential witness. But also the client is not going to feel like if the paralegal has to have contact with them in the future, the client is not going to feel like they've been handed off to somebody. If it's a team thing, then the client is like, oh, that's the paralegal. This is the person who's been here from the start. And at some point, especially, and I come from plaintiff's personal injury and the defense side of things, at some point in the process, especially with, both plaintiffs and defense type things, at some point, the paralegal is going to know more facts about the case than anybody else on Earth. At some point in the discovery process, they will know that.
Very true.
And they need to be in touch with that client to work on initial drafts of interrogatories, initial drafts of answers to interrogatories, going through the production of documents and things like that. So the most efficient and effective way to use a paralegal is to get them involved in a matter early on and not assume that they're going to be intimidated or that they're not going to have the knowledge to be able to handle things as they move along, because you want the paralegal, if you're going to get ready for trial, you need that paralegal to know everything from stem to stern, all of the discovery, all of the depositions, all of that stuff, and then bring them. She said that she doesn't bring her paralegal to trial with her usually because it's a billing sort of thing. The client doesn't want to do that. But she said plaintiffs' firms will bring the paralegals to depositions and bring the paralegals to court.
That's smart.
So I think that was good advice.
All right, same question for paralegals. Like if I'm paralegal and I want to work effectively with an attorney, what do I do?
Well, you've got to have, you can't be, as a matter of fact, at one point when I was practicing, my paralegal was intimidated by me, which makes no sense. I mean, you've seen me, but
yeah, it's not the vibe I get.
Yeah, but she was very shy and she wouldn't talk, and that just wouldn't work, because if you've got a question, you've got to be able to come to me. There's got to be open communication. I solved that problem actually by giving her a lot of grief. And then she would ask me how the day had gone, and I would tell her things that were obviously blatant lies. And then I will use my Eastern Kentucky accent. I knew that we had turned the corner when she looked at me and she would say, "Oh, hush up, your lying thing." I knew
Wait, what did you
we
just
were
say?
where we needed to be. But
the thing is, I understood it perfectly. That's what's horrible.
Okay, I need a translator.
My gosh.
Yeah, but the first thing really is communication, and the paralegal needs to be sure that he or she makes it clear that they want to be able to communicate with the attorney, and also, when you're given an assignment, make sure that the attorney knows that you are going to confirm that in writing. So get as much feedback as you can when you're given some sort of a task, so that the attorney knows that you know what you're supposed to be doing. And I think it's all a matter of communication and making sure that the attorney knows what you can do, but also maybe what you're what you're not willing to do. If the attorney says, "Oh, just sign these," maybe not.
Don't do that.
I also teach ethics. So
all right, you put
that.
some notes together on ethics. Tell me some ethics stuff before we finish up.
Oh, well, let's see, about ethics and about Broadway, right? So we in our ethics class, one of the things that we look at the very beginning is the tension between ethics and morals, the ethics rules versus morals, and do I have the Broadway show for you?
Oh, okay.
It's Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods.
I already hate it. Go on.
Did you see Kara light up when I said that?
I know, Jared. I think you ripped our hearts out a little bit with that. We love Into the Woods. Anyway, continue, Dad.
I don't even know what it is. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Well, when I describe it to you, it's not going to help. It's a musical about fairy tale characters. It's about a baker and his wife, and they end up. Their neighbor is a wicked witch. They meet Jack and the Beanstalk and his cow, and his mom, and they also meet Cinderella. And they also meet Rapunzel and a couple of princes and who else?
Wait, is this Shrek?
It's what it sounds like.
It is. All the people that are in Shrek, yes. Little Red is in there.
Oh, that's right. Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf and the grandmother.
Shrek.
We meet all those. Shrek. And the baker and his wife have to go on this kind of a scavenger hunt to find something for the witch in order for her to reverse a spell. And the whole point of it really is, what is a good person? And Kara, you can chime in and see if you agree with me. But the whole idea is being a good person, being nice. Are morals relative? Because at some point, the witch, just before she gets ready to leave, she says, she points out, and she's correct. She's angry at everybody, but she says, "You're all liars and thieves. You're not nice, or you are nice. You're just not good." And the thing is, as audience members, you're actually rooting for all of these people, but all during the show, they are liars and thieves. And so it's like, wait a minute, crap. And, are they good? Are they not good? What is goodness? And so it makes you kind of examine that question. Correct, Kara? Or
correct. That was great. Wow.
You landed the plane. Kara, I got one more question for you before we talk more about Broadway.
What's up?
I was literally just talking to an attorney before we got on and recorded this. And she was like, should I leave this all behind and become an actor? Should she?
No. Absolutely not.
Keep
look
practicing
where I am.
Law, everybody.
Look where I am right now. I have
You look very comfortable.
I have a theater degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a backup plan. I have a master's in marketing. I worked in marketing. I'm a server now. I've had a lot of. I'm also a dog walker on the side. I got to make ends meet. Listen, but no, I mean, if the good thing about theater and acting, there are always community theaters. There are always things around you to do. No matter where you are, even if where Dad is in South Carolina, you can do theater wherever you are. So that's the good thing. You can find that community wherever you need it.
Maybe a side hustle. All right, will you come back for the next segment? There's no fucking way in hell I'm doing it. Anyway, can we come back for the next segment to talk more about theater? I hope you'll return.
Oh yes, we've got some stuff.
You need to return because I don't have anything planned. All right.
Right.
We'll be back in a moment, everybody, with Kara and Keith. Welcome back, everybody. That's right. We're at the Counter Program. It's a podcast within a podcast. This is a conversational space where we can address usually unrelated topics that I want to explore at a greater depth with my guests. Expect no rhyme and very little reason. And that's all I've got. Because as I've said many times on the show, if you've got something unique and interesting to bring to me for this segment, I will happily cede the floor to you. And Keith and Kara have something planned for me. I don't even know what it is, but I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Okay. All
Dad,
right.
do you want to take us away?
Yes. Well, first of all, I did, believe it or not, Jared, I've been thinking about what it would be to be like to be in your brain, because you have said,
place.
yeah, you do need to clean it up a little bit. It's crowded in there, and most of the stuff is not needed.
Have you seen Inside Out? No.
But so and you've made it known that you hate musicals, right? So before we start, we got some questions for you. But before we start, I wanted to let you know my vision of how it sounds inside your brain.
Interesting.
And I think we have a musical piece that I have found from inside your head. So if Evan can go ahead and start that, we can listen to it. Imagine yourself standing on a stage in a spotlight, in a suit with a briefcase, and you sing this.
I object to the music.
Oh, wow.
To the endless refrain. Why can't we just speak? Must we sing through the pain? No verdict in rhythm.
That's you.
See, that was fucking terrible. Precisely why I hate musicals. No, I appreciate the artistry. However, my favorite part was, why can't we just speak? That's like my whole thing with musicals. Like, just talk to each other. Like, we don't have to sing to each other.
Well, but when it gets to the point where words just won't express what you feel, it's music. You
gotta sing it.
I don't know.
So,
I never get to that point. Like, it's funny when my kids come home for dinner, I'm not like singing a song to them about like clearing the dishwasher or anything. So,
oh wow.
Anyway,
really?
go on.
That was my entire childhood.
Yeah, see, like that was.
we even had a song to send the dog to the crate, like
That's
to go to
right.
sleep. We had a song.
Man, I forgot. Yeah.
I think I just grew up in the wrong household. Anyway, continue. I don't want to bogart your segment.
Oh no, that's okay. So we do, and I think you're going to be singing a different tune before we're done.
All right.
So we've got some trivia questions that,
good.
like you do, multiple choice. They're theater musical trivia
Thank
questions.
God it's multiple
and
choice.
we will educate you about theater as you answer these questions. So
Don't give me the multiple choice first, though. I want to see if I can guess them.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay, yeah. So I think I've got the first one. We'll trade off of these things.
Okay.
So the first one is, what characteristic about a New York play or musical qualifies it to be considered as being, quote, on Broadway?
Oh. I don't know. I need the multiple choice.
Okay. So one
It's a terrible idea in retrospect.
A, B, C, D. A, the location of the theater within a certain radius of streets and avenues in Manhattan. B, the number of seats in the theater where the play is performed. C, the percentage of actors in the cast who belong to the Broadway Actors Union. Or D, the number of individuals in the cast.
As someone who designs these games as well, I feel like I should go with my gut. And my answer before multiple choice was going to be location in the city. Is that correct?
You would be wrong.
Really? Oh
yes.
my God.
But
What's the answer?
Everybody thinks Broadway is a place.
Me too.
Kara, do you want to?
Yeah. So the answer is the number of seats in the theater.
Really?
It has to be 500 or more in order for it to be a Broadway theater.
That's crazy. Does it have to be in New York, or could it be anywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got to be in New York, but it doesn't have anything to do with.
It is confusing because there is a street called Broadway.
Yes.
You know, but technically there are only how many theaters on Broadway, Dad? It's like between 4 and 7, but there's so many more Broadway theaters
on
the actual Broadway. I think it's 4.
Street.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay,
But
this part I like because I'm learning something.
Yes, there you go.
All right, Dad, do you want to do question 2 or go to 3?
I'll follow up because question 2. I mentioned the Broadway Actors Union. So this is a follow up. What's the name of the union for Broadway actors? And I've got choices if you need it.
If it's not the Broadway Actors Union, I'm probably going to need some choices.
That's one of the choices.
Okay.
The Broadway Actors
I'm going to
Union.
say not that one. That's too obvious.
Okay. The Actors Guild of America, the Associated Dramatists and Actors, Actors Equity, or I threw in the Teamsters.
It's definitely the Teamsters now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Actors Equity.
Nicely done.
Very good.
That is it.
Yes.
Actors
Okay.
Equity.
I'm 1 for 2.
And
I'm feeling pretty
Very
good about myself.
good.
Why is it called that?
okay. Oh. Uh-oh. Kara, take this.
No earthly idea. Look at this. Now you're going to teach us stuff. See, this is a
No,
good
I'm
thing.
not going to
We
teach you
needed
anything because I was like, this sounds weird. I don't know why it's called that. All right, I'm feeling better now.
This next question is a question that I came up with. Thank you.
Okay.
The creators of the TV show South Park also created a Broadway musical. It is.
I know this one, The Book of Mormon.
There we go.
Nicely
See?
done.
You know I know that one?
I knew we could do this. I knew you could. Yeah.
I've never seen it. Your dad told me about it.
Oh, did I?
Dad.
Did I tell you about it?
Jeez.
Not recently. Previously. That's how I came.
Wow.
That's how I came to know
So
about
you
it.
remember stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I
I've
like
never seen it,
your
though.
other choices, Kara. Your choices were, and you would think that this was made up, but the second choice would have been Titanique.
No, it's Titanique.
Titanique. I'm sorry, Titanique. And that is
All right, that's good.
That's
I like that.
not on Broadway.
No,
right?
it's off Broadway. It's
Technically,
a
Is that a
spoof.
real show?
It absolutely
It is.
and it's hilarious. It's
People
wonderful.
love it. Yeah, they have. What's the woman that sings the song? I can never remember.
Celine Dion?
Celine Dion.
Celine
yeah.
Dion. They have a Celine Dion lookalike
Impressionist.
who
Yeah.
comes in and they will improv parts of the show. Supposedly,
Really?
it's and
Yeah,
then
feel
your other
free to go
ones.
through your other choices. I don't want to deprive the
that's-
people of the multiple
Oh no,
choice.
no,
That's
no!
right.
They were just to throw you out. It's like the Drowsy Chaperone, which is a funny one, and then Something Rotten, which just sounds like a.
Are those
yeah.
all real plays?
They're all real.
They are
They're
all
all
real.
real
Yeah.
musicals. Yeah.
The Drowsy
You would-
Chaperone.
Yeah,
That is a great show.
yeah. It had the original Broadway cast had. Did you ever watch Mary Tyler Moore? Or
Not
are you
live.
Too young? Oh, okay.
I've seen reruns.
It had. Oh, now I can't remember the name of the character that she played. There was a ditzy blonde character on Mary Tyler Moore. And
I am
she was
not gonna be able
in
to
the
pull that
original
one.
cast. You would like Something Rotten because it's about William Shakespeare.
I was going to say, is that a
And-
Hamlet thing?
Well, it's omelet is the way.
Is
All right, that's kind of funny. Why can't people
Yeah.
just
it's a
like?
funny one.
Could there be Broadway plays for me that are musicals where people just talk the music? Like that'd be great. I don't know if they
Well,
do very
it's-
well, but I'd be
I'm
into
sure
that.
there's some plays out there that are like that. But
The music. There's what the Music Man. Trouble in River City is all talking. I think so. You'd like that one.
Okay. Okay.
We have another audio segment.
Oh, great. Okay, let's do it.
This one is the question is, what actress is featured in this famous mid-show meltdown over someone taking pictures in the audience? Listen to it.
Stop taking pictures right now! You heard the announcement? Who do you think you are? How dare you? Who do you think you are? Get them out! I won't continue if they're taking pictures. Get them out! 3 times. 3 times you took a picture. You heard the announcement in the beginning. You heard the announcement at intermission. Who do you think you are? Woo. Oh.
Oh,
it's me every time.
Is that real? That's not part
That
of the
is
show?
real.
it's
Yep.
real.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no
think
idea
I would have
who that is.
asked
I'm going to
for
need
a
some help.
refund. Okay, your choices are Patti LuPone, Ethel Merman, Beth Level, or Elaine Stritch.
Okay, I only know who some of those people are.
Okay.
There's one person I've never heard of before, which may or may not be made up. I'm going with Betty Level. Betty Level.
It was Beth Level, but
Oh.
that's not.
I guess it doesn't matter.
We've
'cause I
never
was
heard of
wrong
Betty
anyway.
Level either.
Okay.
Yeah. But all of these people are real.
They are?
But that is yes, yeah. But that is, as a matter of fact, Beth Level won a Tony, didn't she, for Drowsy Chaperone?
Drowsy Chaperone.
See, it all
Oh
comes
my
together.
God! Yes.
Yeah. It's when she won her Tony, as a matter of fact, I was watching TV and said something like, oh, she seems like a shrew. And then later on, we stage doored Drowsy Chaperone, and she and I almost went out for dinner together. It was crazy.
Really?
She was so much fun. Yeah.
I would have
but,
said she seems like she's on the level. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Nicely done. Yeah, tip your waiter. That was the famous and sometimes infamous Patti LuPone. Have you ever heard of Patti?
Yes, I do not know her. Is she known
Yeah,
for being
yeah.
crazy, or is that like a totally out of character
She
thing?
is known
She
for
is.
being
Okay.
crazy. She
She-
has always been wild and
Are you not
She
mean.
successfully sued Andrew Lloyd Webber
really?
from, he dropped her from Sunset Boulevard, I want to say in London. And she, it takes some nerve to sue Andrew Lloyd Webber, but she did. And she is known for, she's had meltdowns. She grabbed someone's phone from them once in the audience. She,
Is
at
it like
one
from
point,
an
gave
ed-
up her,
Just a point of
What's that?
etiquette. Is it wrong? Like, are people not supposed to take pictures during shows? Is that like a thing?
no.
no, you're
it's
not
well,
supposed to.
as she said while she was screaming at people, she said, "Did you not listen to the announcements at the beginning of every single show you go to see? There's an announcement that says, please turn off your cell phones, unwrap that candy, and settle in," which is also the beginning to
Oh,
our
like
podcast.
movie stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like
so
I'd just be
it's the
taking
same
pictures of
thing.
her after that just because I'd like to see
No,
another
well,
meltdown.
clearly someone got their phone out and recorded it. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was the irony of that.
I
But yeah, and actually in some places they don't want you taking pictures of the setup of the show when you walk in. The
Really?
ushers will yell at you if you just take a picture of the stage.
yeah. Well, even in
so-
Dad recently came to New York and went to a comedy club, and even for there, they made him put his phone in a little Ziploc bag that shuts and doesn't open until the show is done. So
Yeah.
they've done all that now too. But okay, so our Dad, I think this would probably be last question, right?
Our last question. Let's do it.
man, I like my
Time
number
flies
6
on these things. Okay.
Okay.
Pick your
Let me do
favorite.
number 5. Let me do number 5, and let's do number 6. 'Cause this is fun. Okay.
Okay.
These are musical composers who have written musicals as well. So there is one that has a show coming out in 2026, and these are the choices are Sting, Dolly Parton, Bono, or Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, really? I'm going to take a
Yeah.
wild strike here and go Cyndi Lauper.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
But this is a trick question because
Oh.
Dolly Parton also has
That seems
one coming
unfair.
out in 2026. I know, I'm sorry. But you got it. You got it. You can
Nicely
take the
done.
W on
Yeah.
that.
What
Good
is,
job.
what is the name of Cyndi Lauper's show? Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
It
It
should
is,
be.
isn't it? Oh, it's not.
No,
Okay.
it's the movie Working Girls. She's turning it into a musical, and so it should be.
Oh.
It may not come out in 2026, but it's coming to Broadway at some point.
Is that a musical movie? Working Girls?
I think it's just a movie, and then
just a
she's
movie.
making it.
Okay.
She's writing the music.
All right. And what was the other one? Who else is coming out with one? Dolly
Dolly
Parton.
Dolly
What's
Parton.
hers going to be about?
Of course, her own life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, Dad, round it
okay.
up here, and then
Let's
we'll
do
wrap.
it.
I'm
Let's do it.
I'm very proud of this question, so I've got
Okay.
to ask it.
is
So,
gonna be
which
hard.
of the following plots is not a plot of a musical that has played either on or off Broadway in New York? So, the first plot: an alleged UFO abductee attempts to convince his family and friends of his extraterrestrial experience, only to be shunned and ridiculed by everyone other than a neighbor kid who may or may not be an extraterrestrial himself.
I like it.
So that's the first one.
I'm
The
into
second
it.
one: a half-human, half-bat creature is discovered in a cave and taken into the home of a local veterinarian, facing prejudice from the townspeople and jealousy from his adopted family. The third one: conjoined twin sisters seek fame and fortune as stage performers in a circus sideshow, but their dreams of success collide with their desire for a normal life and the complexities of dealing with their unique situation with one another and with the outside world. And finally, a man who discovers a cave on his neighbor's property and begins to try to develop it as a tourist attraction becomes trapped in the cave. He's able to speak with friends and neighbors at the entrance of the cave, and his plight gains national attention, ironically turning the cave into, you guessed it, a tourist attraction.
Okay, I'm eliminating B and C because I think those are real things that actually happened. What was it? What was B? The Siamese twin one I know is the thing. That was on American
Okay,
Horror Story
B was
season.
the half-human, half-bat creature.
Yeah, that's Bat Boy from National Enquirer. I bet they made a play about that. And then A and B.
A was the UFO
A and D.
abductee, and then
Yeah.
D is the cave guy. Not.
I like the
guy,
cave
but-
one. The cave one sounds so specific that I feel like it has to be real, and I feel like the alien one is too generic. So I'm going to go with A as the false plot.
Nicely
Wow.
done. Yes.
How's that?
Very good.
Not only
Yes,
do I
that's-
deliver trivia questions, but I answer that shit also.
You are very good. Yeah, the B was Bat Boy the musical. C was something ironically called Sideshow. Get it?
Oh, okay,
Conjoined.
okay.
And then D was based on a cave in Kentucky, and it's called Floyd Collins. And Kara saw that one.
Okay. Okay.
So nicely done.
Thank you. I think I was 3 of 5. I'm pleased.
Yes.
No, it was
myself.
very good.
Really
I'm
good.
very
So
impressed.
you really are, the only thing you need to do is to get someone to convince you that musical theater is a thing. How can we do that?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Should we do it?
Sure.
Okay. Hey Jared, I'm gonna need you to do something for me really fast.
Let's do it.
Okay. Say this line for me. There's no business like show business.
That I've heard before. There's no business like show business. How was that?
All right. Now I want you to sing it in this tune for me.
Okay, go.
There's no business like show business.
Can I do jazz hands?
Yes, of course.
yeah.
There's no business like show business. How was that?
That was gorgeous.
you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wow. All right. Well, I think you just
Clip
admitted
that
that
and
there
blackmail
is no
me.
business. There's no business like show business, my friend. And you just admitted it and you sang it. And I think it's time
did
for
sing
you
it.
to make an appearance on Broadway.
I think so too.
Here you go.
Let's do
I
it.
think you got the role.
I want
This
to be in
is
the Bad
great.
Boy show.
Yeah.
I want to be Bad Boy.
Oh, well, thanks. This worked. You showed quite a bit of knowledge about Broadway without
you.
even knowing it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
Too
Yeah,
interested
we're
to
very
be
impressed.
Batman, so I must be Bat Boy. Just because I don't like musicals doesn't mean other people shouldn't like musicals. Go forth and watch musicals.
there you go.
Thanks to our guests, Keith Shannon of Central Piedmont Community College and Kara Shannon, a New York City-based actor. To learn more about Keith and Central Piedmont, visit cpcc.edu. Listen at convenient. cpcc.edu. Now, because I'll always be a 90s kid, or maybe just a 90s teen who hates Home Alone 3, but whose true passion is burning CDs for anyone who would listen, I'm now just doing the modern version of that, which is creating Spotify playlists for every podcast that I record, where the songs are tangentially related to an episode topic. This week's playlist is On Stage. That's right, it's my favorite show tunes, and it's sponsored by Monkey Pod Kitchen. No, wait, it's not. It's like 11 degrees here, so I couldn't possibly be in Hawaii. Join us next time when I question why the hobbits just don't shave their feet. Honestly, it's weird. They for sure have razors in Middle Earth.